And welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing an exciting new release product from Elac, the Elac Debut Connex bookshelf speaker. This is an active monitor speaker designed for any number of applications. Now let's be honest, there's a lot of active speakers out there. What makes this unique is its performance and its price and absolutely its feature set. Plus, as you will see, these come in cool colours. We're going to be unboxing this in blue today. Active monitor speakers, they've all been done. We've all probably grown up with them plugged into our computers and all sorts of things along those lines. Plugged a turntable into a few of them and had some awful results. Good ones are primarily very expensive. It's wonderful to see Elac come with their heritage in the debut range, their sort of entry-level product. Add a credible stereo amplifier and some excellent features, and the end result is their brand new Connect bookshelf speaker. So let's have a look. Firstly, all of Elac's packaging is relatively muted in a brown box. It's got scannable information associated with its serial number and a very subtle little tick off to one side to associate what colour these are available in. We've got options of black, blue, walnut and orange for those that can be bold. On one side we have some basic information about its connection, including an HDMI for the audio return from a TV, which is an excellent and popular option for those people not really wanting a soundbar. There's a few other things as far as the drive units and stuff along those lines, and then an emulation of the serial number on the other side. Getting into these is pretty straightforward because they are sellotaped closed with that classic sort of packing tape. Now, chances are these have been opened by the distributor here in New Zealand and the New Zealand power cord added, but these are essentially as you would expect to see them as they arrive into your home. The first thing we see as we have a look at the packaging is that they've placed all of the accessories in the top behind a basic sort of information guide. Little piece of cardboard, it's kind of cool. We've got in here a Ziploc bag, it's a good size. And we've got not one, oh hang on, all sorts of accessories in this bag. So, we've got a New Zealand figure 8 power cord. We've got a complimentary HDMI cable. The quality is fine, and let's be honest, it's only just taking the audio out of a TV, so it's exactly all you would expect. There's a basic instruction guide along with the input and output and plugging in and stuff along those lines. There's 2 little bags filled with 4 little bump-ons, little rubber feet for the bottom of each of the speakers. There's some AAA batteries, and, as I tilt it over, a basic little interconnecting speaker cable, and it's clearly labelled, well, coloured red and black, and they've tinned the ends to make the connection nice and easy from one speaker to the other. Then we've got a relatively, well, a mid-size, but a relatively good quality remote control. Now the remote control has all of the essentials you would expect, volume, all of those things along those lines, and the ability to control some of the connected Bluetooth products like skip, pause, play. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just the obvious. Normally reserved for some of the heavier items, but it's kind of easier when you're unboxing this kind of stuff to lift the box off the speakers rather than trying to pull the speakers out of the box. Okay, and you'll see the moulded polystyrene in the bottom. And away that goes. Now, the speakers are quite different, and what we're going to do is start with the less appointed version, and that's the passive speaker that complements the active one that does all the heavy lifting. The packaging is essentially a plastic bag and some of that poly paper to protect the finish of the speaker. Getting rid of it's pretty straightforward. It's not even sealed closed, so just strip it off and get rid of it. The speaker itself is a 2-way speaker, a tweeter and a mid-bass driver. The grill is held in place with some pegs and a good little step off so that the grill isn't going to sort of vibrate when being used. The grill itself is the same for each, so there's a little cutaway in this unnecessarily for the infrared sensor in the active speaker, and a sort of honeycomb design associated with ensuring that the grill is held straight and won't flex. It's actually a lovely sort of gunmetal grey inflection on it as well, so I kind of like that. Now this little passive speaker, let's just move that off, and look, as always, hang around for some photographs. In fact today, because these are blue, which is a pretty cool colour, I'm going to add a few photographs to the end in one of my favourite colours, which is their walnut finish. So please, again, hang around and I'll show off the alternative colour. So, the speakers themselves are a relatively modest looking speaker, about 4.5 inch mid-bass driver. Don't let its compact size imply its performance. One of the reasons we see so many prestigious reviews on the Debut and the Debut reference range is, of course, people underestimate their performance and are wowed by it. And the same goes with these little active monitor speakers. Nevertheless, there's a tweeter, physically recessed along with a disbursement, and the mid-bass driver beneath, along with an embossed Elac logo. Looking at the side, you can see that these are going to be easily placed near a television or a computer or something along those lines, as they're not very deep. In fact, they're not very big at all. It's a wonderful little thing to see. At the back, we get to hint at some of the features that we're going to better explain in the active version. Because, of course, this could be the left or right. It's a passive speaker driven from one of the channels of amplification on the active version. What we see here is a little slit or slot. And this relates to a sort of a folded design in the bass and port management. Instead of a traditional port that runs the risk of chuffing and other things if it's close to the wall, they've opted for a bass reflex port within an S configuration, and that's kind of a charming additional sort of engineering feature behind the speaker itself. We see an emulation of the serial number that's already on the box, and then a 5-way binding post with the little caps to protect the binding post from a banana. Putting that off to one side, we can then concentrate on the one where it's a little bit more magic. All of the features are here in the active speaker. Again, removing the protective packaging and bag is pretty straightforward. Again, we see the same emulation of the speaker grill, and removing that for a moment, we see a departure from the passive version with the fact that it's got an infrared sensor designed to look as elegant as possible, and it's essentially recessed in the front surface of the speaker. The dimensions of the speaker are identical to the passive version, so they will sit lovely and look wonderful as far as that goes. Again, an emulation of the S-shaped port, but as you can see, this is the one that's so well appointed from a feature set perspective. Firstly, it runs Bluetooth. Now that's an important thing as far as active speakers and connecting to a phone or something else wirelessly. It supports aptX, so it will go up to a CD quality. From its connection perspective, we've got an HDMI for the audio return channel of a television. We've got a USB, and that'll run 96 kHz 24-bit from a PC. So that's pretty good for a little, very, very modestly priced speaker. We've got a traditional Toslink optical input and a subwoofer output. Now, relatively unique is the fact that this has a traditional line or phono input, and a switch at the back to be able to turn the phono preamp off or on. And above that, a ground connection, if you're using a turntable, of course, to eliminate any potential hum. Above that, we see a second feature that's relatively unique, and that's the ability for you to select whether or not this sort of active speaker is going to be to the left or right, and with that, it will take the traditional input and split it off to the other speaker. It means if this is closest to the power outlet, or from a convenience perspective closer to the source, or whatever it might be, you can place it where you want it and then tell it which speaker you need it to be. And that's pretty cool, and it means that this beautiful looking speaker can also be placed appropriately for your lifestyle or your living room, rather than necessarily the way that the engineers and manufacturers have decided to force you to put it. Beside that is a USB. Now that's specifically for software updating and things along those lines. It's not an input like the USB we see here. Then we see this. Now this is kind of like a volume control, except it's so much more. For obvious reasons, turning it up and down will change the volume, but it also allows the unit to be turned on with a press, and if it's in Bluetooth mode, input selection is continued press, and the LED on the front will indicate what's going on. You know, there's red for one input and blue for Bluetooth, and USB is all of those things, right? So the LED will change appropriately. But in Bluetooth mode, pushing and holding it will force it into a pairing mode. So this one sort of universal control, almost like a chog control, means that the unit is not cluttered with unnecessary buttons, and that's pretty cool. The boring bit, of course, is the figure 8 power input, and then we've got the binding posts. Again, a 5-way binding post with little caps over the banana outlets to enable it to then power the additional speaker. So, there we have it. Elac's brand new ConneX, the DCB41, whatever the model number might be. These awesome active little speakers, charming, wonderful, brilliant performance for their price. So unboxed here with pride at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.